Alright, let make sure y'all know I like to make sure we live, make sure y'all can hear me. I gotta get my mic and all that bad. But see, that's what I had when I had my spot, I had my setup. I gotta get my mic and all that set back up. Make sure y'all can hear me. If y'all hear anything, I got family, little cousins, all that over here right now. But I'm gonna go live. Make sure y'all can hear me. All right, yep. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the All Things Life and Sports podcast with Kylan Thomas. That's me. I'm your host, Kylan Thomas. Let's get into it. Thunder take game 3, 123 to 108 against the San Antonio Spurs last night in the Spurs house. Now, I was like, bro, it was just so much like from the here, let me have this. Bro, it was just so much like with Wemby with this game. And before the game, we all saw him talking to Greg Popovich on the shoot around. I was like, oh, he finna come out strong. He finna come out ready. And I'm like, shit. Look like Pop probably threw him off. I mean, look right here. I mean, he was kind of timid. He played timid. He played scared. He played like he didn't really know what to do or where to go or it just wasn't Wemby, both offensively and defensively. But just to give a couple of things that I saw that happen, especially in that, I want to say it was the second quarter with like 4 minutes left, that stretch where Spurs trying to get a rhythm. And then I want to say it was a point Thunder trying to get a rhythm, and it was just constant foul after foul after foul. The foul on Vassell took Caruso. That was horrible. The Caruso, they called it a shooting foul, gave him shots, but he was passing the ball. Johnson, when he caught Buddy face. But my thing is, who was it? He kind of, I want to say it was an offensive. He was dribbling, kind of, went up. But I'm like, he can do that, but Hartenstein can grab Vassell's dreads during the game. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what we talk about when people talk about the Thunders. You can't be for one and not be for all. If you're going to call it on both sides. But here's my thing, which may be shocking for some people. Let them play, man. I don't think even some of the fouls they called on let them play. This is the Western Conference Finals, and there was a stretch where it was foul after foul after foul after foul after foul. They even kept mentioning in the broadcast the amount of free throws. Let me the amount of free throws that was shot in this game. Like this is I got free throw percentages. Let me see. I want to say it was like 16. Yeah, that third quarter, like that second going to the third, it said both teams shot 33 free throw attempts in the third quarter, the second most in a single playoff third quarter since the play-by-play era began. So let them play. This is the Western Conference Finals. And then the Spurs was getting out rebounded. There was even times where and if you watch the stats say 41 for the Thunder and then 37 for the Spurs, but the amount of like the timing of the offense, it was offensive rebounds. I saw like two. There was a stretch was the Thunder had like 2-3 back to back offensive rebounds. There was one, and they may show in the highlight if it hasn't already, where Wemby's going up for the rebound, goes up soft. Hartenstein just comes up, get it. I'm like, I was at that moment, I was like, dang, what is going on with Wemby? Like the Thunder was more pace, more freer, more ball movement, more. I mean, just look like it. And then the bench, Thunder got 76 points from the bench. That is the most of all time. That's an NBA record. 76 points from the Thunder bench. And it brings me to the title of this video. A lackluster performance from Wemby, both offensively and defensively, showed us why he was the MVP. Showed us why he was the MVP. Shea can just delegate. Shea can get 76 points from his bench. Shea can one game he went what was like 1 for 6 or no, and last night I don't think he had a shot in the first quarter and win the game. Wemby can't be Wemby has to be perfect. They lost these last two, right? But the one they won, they had 41 points and 24 rebounds. That's what Wemby has to do in order for the Spurs to have a chance. That's why he should have been the MVP. And I'm gonna keep saying it. I know some people are like, man, we're still talking about. Yes, we are still talking about MVP. We're still because it just thunder deep, man, thunder deep. But it also seems like they was taking Wemby on a rigmarole. Like it seemed like they were intentionally picking on him offensively and defensively. Him on the defensive side, when he's in the paint, Shea, you'll see he'll drive into the paint. He's looking, then he'll kick it out. And also the surrounding the other four guys on the court rotations were horrible. Spurs defensive rotations was horrible. The Thunder, I would say the Thunder looked like the Warriors, prime Warriors in that ball movement, and guys just kind of standing around because there was even a point in the game where Shea had to tell was it Williams had to tell Williams to cut because when you pull Wemby out the paint, somebody just cut, they hit him on the cut. When he's in the paint, Shea goes in, just dish it out to somebody on it. So it's they had Wemby. It's like they was intentionally picking on Wemby, and then they even got to a point where Shea was getting in on his shot, that block, getting in that fade, the up fade. Wemby was even jumping around, jumping on the face. Wemby was just I don't know. Wemby was just off last night. Like jump the shot to McCain was about to shoot the pump. Wemby jumped. Kane got around him. They were not scared of Wemby in the paint last night. And then Chet, you have to respect his 3-point shot. So now Wemby got to come out and guard Chet. You see Chet lingering around the 3-point line. Offensively, Wemby, you can't linger around the 3-point line. You are the Spurs offense. You get the Spurs offense going. You get the Spurs offense going. So get your butt in the paint, back somebody down. Hey, you was training with Hakeem them all season with the monks. This is where it matters. This is when all that coming to fruition. Go back to how you were game one. And I even said it. He tried to do it game two, but he was just missing layups. But last night, it's like, okay, I did game one. Then they kind of figured me out, throwing Hartenstein at him. Then they'll throw Chet at him. Then they'll send doubles at him. So now, last night, it was just, I'm done. I don't know what to do. I don't know. He even said in his post game, he was like, we gotta find the answers. But those 76 Thunder bench points, it's funny because what is the old adage? What do we say? You get that from role players at home. They came and did that in San Antonio. But when you got Alex Caruso coming off the bench, Caruso one of those, when you're rooting against him, you hate him. But when he playing for you, you love him. But the Spurs have to do better with their defensive rotations with this Thunder ball movement. Wemby has to say what he's going to do and stick with what he's going to do. Are you going to be in the paint or are you going to be on the 3-point line? I think you need to be in the paint. If you're going to be in the paint, be in the paint. The other guys got to rotate. The other guy, that's on coach and that's on them to figure that out. But they was picking on Wemby, man. Had him in the paint. Had him jumping at all these pump fakes. I mean, Wemby was just out there jumping like a rabbit. Hopping like a bunny rabbit. But here is Wemby himself, and he know it because I seen it in the post game. He even said it himself. He has to figure out how to, okay, when they are focusing on me, now, okay, I gotta go to the next level of facilitate. Now I need Shea. He's double. What does he do? Facilitate. Ant-Man, when they play, what was he doing? Splitting the double teams, facilitating. Wemby started to kind of lag near that 3-point line when he was lagging near that 3-point line. But here is Wemby himself talking about how he kind of needs to figure it out and get his teammates involved.
Can you be that?
Facilitate better, rebound the ball better.
Y'all know I gotta make sure we good.
Facilitate better.
All right, yep, we good.
Be that.
Facilitate better, rebound the ball better, get more, like push their defense a little bit to further and see how much they're willing to help off of my teammates and feed them.
So yeah, so he kind of said it too. I'm like, yeah, if they're sending the doubles on you, just find the open teammate. Now the open teammates also gotta hit shots too, though, which is what Shea and the bench was doing when like McCain had 24 points. And let's go. Like, look at this. Casey Wallace, 11, 2 for 6 from 3. Jared McCain, 24. Hold on, that's right. 2 for 10 from 3. I could have sworn that man hit more 3 than that. Caruso, 15. Williams, 18. Joe, 3. Kenrich Williams, 5. Like, I mean, it's one of those, what can you do? But offensively, Wemby has to take more command, because when you're hanging at the 3-point line, you're not dominating in the paint. They're like, oh, okay, we not worried, we not scared. So what we need to come off our players for, which is what he said, facilitate. Hopefully they come off my teammates, and then I can dish it to them. But that's only gonna happen if you make a point to get your butt in that paint and dominate like you did in game 1. But like I said, this game, Wemby had a bad game both offensively and defensively. This game showed why he should have been the MVP, because when he's not perfect, the Spurs just looked slim mediocre last night. When he came off the floor, Thunder ran it up. But I digress. The next thing we have on the docket, Jon Sumrall. Coach Sumrall was asked to rank the Florida rivals on who he hates the most between FSU, Georgia, LSU, and Miami. Now I'm gonna let y'all hear what he said. Then I'm gonna give my take. Do I agree? You know what I'm saying? Here, let's hear Coach talk about that.
Newest head football coach, Jon Sumrall. Who do you already hate more? Give me 4 teams. And you have to rank them 1 through 4. You've got Florida State, Miami, Georgia, and LSU.
Yeah, I think you probably have to start Florida State. We play them year in, year out. They're within the same state as us. And so that one has to be, to me, that's got to be the top. Then I think Georgia has got to be number 2. And that's kind of 1A, 1B.
Pretty much.
I don't know that there really is a number 2. I think it's just 1 and 1. And then the other 2, I think you can mix them up. Miami's in our state. We don't play them every year. So maybe less of a direct rivalry. And then LSU, no longer on our permanent crossover deal. So, but still a pretty high intense, big game. But the first 2, really easy. The last 2, you mix them up a little bit for me.
As the
Now, Coach Sumrall, I'm with you when you right. And boy, this time you got it right. But I might be delusional Gator fan, but boy, I love me some Coach Sumrall. Bro, you sure you ain't been no closeted Gator fan this whole time? You been following the team. You kind of had an inkling you was about to be the Gators head coach, because you nailed this list to a T. You even got the 1A, 1B with FSU, Georgia. You even got the you can interchange Miami, LSU. You sound like a Gator fan. You sound like me. Because when I seen the 4 teams, I was like, oh yeah, FSU, definitely. Do not like FSU. Hate FSU. In-state rival. But then I hate Georgia. I do not like Georgia. SEC rival. And for me, it's deeper because I'm a Gator fan who lives in Georgia. So I have to constantly defend and battle Georgia fans within the community. Walk around seeing they Georgia gear on, and I got my Florida gear on. I gotta hear constant trash talk from my family members. So I sometimes might put Georgia 1 for me and FSU 2. But like he said, there is no 1 or 2. It's definitely 1A, 1B with FSU and Georgia. But when we get to them last two, Miami and LSU, honestly, I could care less about Miami. And that might be shocking to hear from a Gator fan. Miami, I don't care about Miami as a rivalry. Like you said, we don't even. Maybe it's because we don't play them like that. And then the last 2 times we have played them, they obliterated us. They beat our ass. So a part of it's like that's like we say, eventually it's not a rivalry because y'all can't hang. But we don't even play. FSU is a every year last game of the season, and it's really, if both teams good, both teams vying for a playoff spot, that's when it really matters. But I could care less about Miami. So it's gonna go LSU 3 for me, Miami 4, and then LSU, another SEC rival, going to Death Valley, the history of that matchup, the Marco Wilson shoe game. I just looking at it, we had that game. I cannot talk about that game and not get mad. Marco Wilson shoe game, the goal line stands. Like, there's so much history with the LSU rivalry. So I definitely agree with Coach Sumrall. It'll have to be FSU 1A, Georgia 1B, LSU, and Miami can probably go. I probably even put Tennessee before Miami. But that's just me personally as a Gator fan. I don't really care about Miami like that. And then to close out the live stream, it's sports, life, sports. We got to talk about this right here. It just politics always seem to find its way in. Jaxson Dart, New York Giants quarterback Jaxson Dart, introduced President Trump ahead of, like this says, ahead of his speech in New York. Looks like the area they were in, there's a lot of Giants fans in said area, but Giants defensive end Abdul Carter had a problem with that. He shared it, said, "Thought this was AI. What we doing, man?" Where have we gotten in this country to where we think everybody agrees on everything? You mean to tell me you got a locker room, especially during this period, you got training camp, OTAs with almost 80 guys, and you think every single 80 of them guys all in there voted how you voted? You think all 80 of them guys got the same political beliefs? All on got the same religious beliefs? Why don't we get this when people go visit? When people was visiting Biden, why didn't we get this right here? When people visiting Obama, why didn't we get this right here? Like, we gonna play it. We gonna play it because it honestly made me mad, because I'm thinking he just got up there. I'm thinking, oh, maybe he said something that people are like, okay, why would you go introduce him talking like that? That's what I'm thinking. But we gonna play it, and I'm gonna say what made me mad as to why people are mad about this. Cause what, like, let's be for real. But let's
What's up? Look, Big Blue Nation, it's a pleasure to be here. I gotta start this off with a Go Big Blue. I love it if y'all follow with me. Go Big Blue! Go Big Blue! Go Big Blue! Go Big Blue! What an honor, what a privilege it is to be here. And without further ado, I'm grateful, I'm honored, I'm pleasured to introduce the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump.
Now, This is what got me mad about this whole thing. Y'all really sat up here and mad about the man going up there introducing Trump for 30 seconds. The man spoke for 30 seconds, literally said, did a Go Blue chant, honored to welcome President Trump. That's it. I'm thinking, oh, he got up there and did a whole speech, because usually that's how they do the Trump rallies when they had a guest. They'll come do a whole speech. This is probably how it went. Jaxson Dart, and how we know if the man even supported him, if he even voted for him. But this is how I think this conversation went to get him there. Trump admin, like, okay, we're in New York. Like Jaxson said, we're in an area of New York with a lot of Giants fans. Let's see if we can get one of the more prominent young players who got big play with, like he got some big cojones. That's how he play, the mullet, like just his style, his swag. Give somebody that would go do something like that. Pierre probably would have went and did it for Biden. You know what I'm saying? But let's see if we can get him to come introduce Trump in an area where there's a lot of Giants fans. Same thing with Steelers. I want to say they was in Pittsburgh. Let's see if we can get Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown in an area with a lot of Steelers fans to come introduce and talk on at the Trump rally. Now, I'll even give Jaxson Dart this. He don't tweet about Trump. He don't really tweet show no support. AB, Le'Veon, them, they were very, very stout in their support for Trump. All the man did was got up there and talk for 30 seconds. We have to get out of this thinking everybody is going to agree on everything. Thinking everybody is me personally, I probably would have. But new me, the new journey I'm on, the new things I'm learning spiritually, I could care less about American politics. Honestly, I could care less about earthly politics, honestly, because it's all wrong. None of it is intended in doing how God intended it for it to be anyway. So I could care less. But so I wouldn't do that. But me, yes. I mean, I'm going up there for 30 seconds, introducing the president of the United States. Now, would I probably did it for somebody I didn't vote for? No. So that's where the context clues of maybe he is a supporter. You probably wouldn't do that for somebody you didn't vote for. But at least he wouldn't get up there shaking his ass and twerking like some people did for another candidate. Nobody was mad about that though. But we mad because the white quarterback go and talk for 30 seconds to introduce Trump at a rally. But we okay when the black women go twerk for a black candidate trying to run for president. But I digress. See, this is why I said just the American politics. People, I don't care about politics. I don't care about none of these earthly stuff, politics. It's my mind is just at a different part, and I'm not even gonna really sit here and try to explain it to y'all right now. But that's my thoughts on it. So we talked about Wemby, how last night lackluster performance really showed why he should have been the league's MVP. Coach Sumrall gave his rankings on what rivals he hated the most between Florida State, Georgia, LSU, Miami. He had it at FSU, Georgia. I want to say LSU, Miami. He interchanged too, but just how he was talking, I'm going to go. He got LSU, Miami. And then we just closed out with Jaxson Dart. Was he wrong for introducing President Trump? And then for just real quick, and for Abdul Carter, for you to tweet that about your teammate, you ain't been good, and you ain't even no vet. You what? Abdul going to a second, third year. You tweeting like somebody like you just been here, like you just know what's going on, like you just know how the locker room work. They say it all the time. Sports locker rooms, especially football locker rooms, are like the military. Different races, different ethnicities, different religious beliefs, political beliefs, but we all come together for one goal: to win some damn games. And for you to publicly tweet that about your teammate, that's asinine. That's See, this what we talking about, dude. These dudes, this generation, this social media stuff, it's sickening. Cause ain't nobody said nothing about you with your Islam stuff. Cause somebody could not agree with that. Dang, now he out here with an Islam chain. But I digress from that right there. But again, I've been seeing people coming in. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If y'all can hit that subscribe, I'm on the road to 500. We'll see how long it take me to get to 500. Be going live talking about, as y'all can see, life in sports. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure everything done before you try to have fun. Peace.